Come and join our school community using the link below. We've put everything in one place, including the streaming platform shows. Bare knuckle boxing carries a vicious and brutal stigma.
Whether traditional dating or modern dating is the right thing to do.
Like, my entire perception of myself changed when I had the knowledge that I was going to go bald.
I think for men, one of the biggest insecurities is their hair.
So what you tend to notice is that both partners need to work in order to make ends meet.
Eventually led to the comeback.
I'm going to twist again. I'm going to go to the next level.
Yep. So I went a bit wild for like 2-3 years.
Comes easy. You can talk to anybody, and then you have your base. You have your like kind of baseline volume. So I don't talk much lower than this now.
As you just saw, one-to-one calls, live group calls twice per week. Take yourself from last man to first man and unlock more and more benefits with each passing week. It'll also be the official home of the 1M podcast moving forward. With 1M House, we have a dedicated filming location to make this happen. Additionally, all the courses and future courses are included. All the old videos from YouTube. I'll see you there. Enjoy the video. Right then, guys, welcome back to another video and a completely new concept that we're doing here at 1M. You know, before, back in the day, I used to do like breakdowns of almost like fictional scenarios. So like Jason Statham, for example, in Hobbs and Shaw, which is the one that we're breaking down today. There's the scene where he wakes up in the morning in London. He's got the beautiful house, the beautiful car. He's got, you know, the nice outfit and whatnot. I thought it'd be a good idea to break down how much all of that would cost, how you can find those things, how you can achieve potentially that level of life setup, what the cost would be of that level of life setup and stuff like that. And then I think it gives you guys, number one, something to aim for, but number two, some level of inspiration. And I will do the expensive version. I will go through like how much those things genuinely cost, and then I'll probably go through, you know, much cheaper versions so that you can have a slice of that. You want to live like James Bond? You want to live like Jason Statham in Hobbs and Shaw? Well, you know, we can put that together. So let's do a little breakdown. This is the first version of one of these that we're doing. I'm looking forward to this, guys. I can't wait to have a look. Just a heads up as well, on school we've got workout videos now. I've got a videographer, I'm mic'd up, I'm doing workout videos and stuff. Right then, guys, so you join me here for the Hobbs and Shaw video. You guys are very familiar with this, I assume. We've been through it a few times. We'll just go through it again, we'll just play it again, and we'll pause it, we'll break it down, or maybe we go through it once and then you know, we'll go and find those actual locations. Let's just do a quick swap. Okay, good. We're actually all aligned. Perfect. Let's get this played. And do you know what, guys? I'm going to keep this muted because I don't want to get copyright strike and have to go through all of that garbage. So first and foremost, as we saw there, it's in London. Based on this location, if you've got the city there, the Gherkin there, the Shard there, I assume underneath here is potentially the river, and it's going to wrap around. So I figured it's around Westminster or the other side of the river. You know, those sort of areas are going to cost an absolute bomb. I mean, you're probably going to be looking for a place like this, something north of like 8 million, 6 million, something like that. So, I mean, that's not realistic. So I think we'll bypass that and I'll go and find you some other apartments that can offer a similar view. So we'll break them down afterwards. But I think in terms of achieving this level of life setup, this would be very difficult. But I love what Jason Statham does in this, by the way. It's just, this is why we're breaking it down. This is something I'm chasing after, this type of lifestyle. I guess I'll have to commentate. If there's no music, guys, it'd be weird, right? But, you know, this kind of like black theme, I never really realised how closely matched they were, but that probably took a lot of research. But having this see-through bit with the car, etc., like, I mean, that's going to cost an absolute fortune. I wouldn't even be surprised if this actual house isn't in London. Wouldn't shock me. You know, the first shot that you saw upstairs with the view, it wouldn't shock me if this is completely different, that they're not the same. But, you know, obviously that's how they've done it, to put it all together and create this image. But, yeah, you can see super high-level lifestyle. Everything's dark themed. I'm going to do the same with my Instagram. It's something that we're talking about at the moment. There's something called Dazcam. It can give you that effect, so we're working on that. Now, you've got the outfit. That looks like a navy wool overcoat or maybe like a boiler jacket or something. The suit, obviously, you can get them anywhere. But then there's the car, which is the McLaren 720S. That's going to be expensive as hell. So, you know, we got a lot of work to do. We have to break this down and try and emulate this lifestyle, guys. We got the umbrella, the suit, etc. Going into the pub. Okay, so I think we got what we need here. Let's break this down. Let's go back at full screen. So these are some that I found earlier. This gives you a city view from the other side, from Blackfriars. This is 2.85 million. You know, a decent sized. It's got, you know, central London. Obviously, it's got decent facilities and stuff like that. It's roughly around here, which is where we said. I thought that it was being filmed from there. Maybe there. But I think maybe somewhere around here. So, very close to where it appeared to be in the movie itself. It's got parking. Okay, so that's great live setup there. Cheaper option. This is my favourite. You guys will remember. It's still on the market all those years ago. This was something that I wanted to purchase myself. 1.79, been on the market a long time. I'm sure you get it for a lot less. The private roof terrace, beautiful views. Actually, guys, do you know what I didn't do? I only showed you the one picture. Let's break it down. You know, so somewhat similar. Obviously, not the black theme. You know, like I said, it's going to cost you millions, like tens of millions otherwise. But you know, this is cool. It's sleek. It's modern. This is what you'll get for that kind of money. You have this view of the city. You come straight out of your car onto the main road. You got Blackfriars Station there if you need it, but that's some serious live setup. That is that's very high level. Obviously, you'd expect it for the money, but you know, this place here is one of my favourites. You've got decent views of London there. You've got even better ones from the rooftop, but very, you know, clean cut place. Look, there we go. You got the views of the city. So when Jason Statham was waking up, woman in the bed, yeah, it's very similar. You got, I mean, it's pretty much ticking the exact same box there. That probably, you know, is fine, but I would do a bit more with this. I think that looks a bit shit. But yeah, you got the views of the city again. But that first one was pretty immaculate. You got the views of the city over here too from your roof terrace. Like I think that's pretty decent live setup. You see what I mean? It's very similar. You got your cinema room, your gym, whatever. But you know, I'm not an estate agent. I'm not trying to sell you. A one-bedroom version for 1.18. So what you guys are now seeing is like how much all of this would actually cost. You can get parking as well if you pay for the last two. You can actually pay for it in the building. They have it downstairs. You'd assume with a penthouse it would just come with it for the previous one. But here you've got views of the city again, very dark themed. Looks quite similar. You know, it's nothing flamboyant, it's nothing crazy. Obviously isn't going to match the one that Jason Statham's got, but it's, you know, right in the centre in Aldgate. You've got the city right there, so location-wise, live setup-wise, it's unbelievable. And this just gives you guys a kind of impression of how much it would cost to emulate this sort of lifestyle. And is it doable? You know, you see something like that. Is it doable to pull off? I think this one would be perfect, mainly because of this. You know, you've got everything that you need. And it was 1.79, okay, which, you know, is obviously a crazy amount of money. But I'm just saying, like, is it there on the table for everybody? Yeah, it's plausible. Right, guys, I was just editing this video and I realised, you know what? I didn't do rentals. What an absolute bozo. So let's go through the rentals to see if this is plausible because, you know, looking at those prices, it just makes it unrealistic for everybody. So not unrealistic, but it's going to take a while. And I think people want to know if they can do it immediately. If there's some ballers out there making 20k plus a month, they'll want to know, you know, can I pull this off? So this is one place I found. This is in Nine Elms, a fantastic area in terms of live setup. You got great access to Battersea. You've got great parks around you as well. Some great restaurants, cafes and stuff like that as well. A lot of the people that live there, super high level. I've met a few of them when I've been hanging around that area. A lot of Saudi guys making a shit ton of money. You can get into central London very quickly as well. So it's a very good location. This here is somewhat similar to what Statham was doing. 7,500 per month. I know, guys, London is extortionately expensive. But this is somewhat of a minuscule version of what he had, you know, in Hobbs and Shaw. And personally, I wouldn't be happy with this. This isn't really... Yeah, for 7.5 grand, I'd actually be quite disappointed for something of that level, right? So let's move on and see what else we found. I found this for 6.2. This doesn't really suit the black theme, but the views, I mean, I've not seen views like this in London from many apartments, but this is unbelievable. and you're renting it, so you couldn't really change it. But 6.2, it's the cheapest one on this list, and it does. You know, look at that. Like, that is actually phenomenal. I've not seen anything like this. I've got to be honest. Like, this is probably the best views in London that I've ever seen from a house. I mean, the property itself is old. It's actually terrible. Look at it, 6.5. But you know, if you bought this, there's so much you can do with it. You could do the black theme. You could make it super high level. But as it is, again, it's a little bit poor. But you can pull somewhat of the same thing off. I found this one because it was the same one as earlier. So this was the one that I showed you with window view, just in case we didn't know, really. This is the one from earlier that was bought, you could have bought. And looking at the price of this, $8,500 per month. It's outrageous. Now, the most expensive one, but probably the most accurate and your best bet, this is in Liverpool Street, just outside Shoreditch. It's Principal Place. I've looked at these places a lot. There's the penthouse here is outrageous. Deposit 18 grand, unfurnished. It's pretty outrageous, right, guys? But this house does have unbelievable views of the city, and I believe it might be Canary Wharf over there. Actually, I could be wrong. But yeah, this is the same sort of setup. This is pretty incredible. This is one hell of a house, which you'd expect for £13,000 per month. But those views of the city are really good. I mean, Liverpool Street and everything is right there. You got the Gherkin. I used to work there. I walked past this literally the other day before I did a live call with you guys on school. And yeah, I mean, this is phenomenal. But 13 grand a month, you'd expect it to be. I think your best deal out of all of these, maybe this one at 7.5. What else do we have? Definitely not this Blackfriars one. Let's get rid of it. I think this is unbelievable with the views. Consider it's the cheapest one. If you manage to convince the owner to leave it unfurnished and you could put your own stuff in here, if you manage to convince them that you were going to modernize it and make it look better, then, you know, potentially, but the chances of that, they probably won't let you do it. It's a hell of a struggle. I mean, this is nice. This is a very safe bet because I say only 7.5, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's the second cheapest one on this list. This is something you could pull off. I looked through a few, but what I typed in, guys, as well was parking, and this is what limited the selection. If you haven't got the parking, you can't park the car and stuff like this. It's just basically pointless, so I had to search for this. But I would say, look, there's the city views. That's pretty phenomenal. That's the same as what Statham had. I'd say you'd have to go with this. It would have to be this for 13,000. Yeah, I think you'd probably have to go for this. Where's the original picture? I want to look at the nice bit. There we go. How nice is that? It's a phenomenal view, isn't it? Imagine what you could do with that out there. But that's probably the best you can do. 13 grand per month. That is outrageous. London is so expensive, it's ridiculous. But if you wanted to rent, that's what it would cost you. Now, let's go into the car. So this was pretty much the car. Now, are you going to buy it outright? No. About I think 95% of supercars or 96% of cars over 20,000 or something are on finance. Nobody does it. It's kind of a fool's game. So, you know, would you want to pay 119,000? No, I personally wouldn't. Not for something from 2017. Then, in that case, would you want to pay 2,764? It depends how much you earn, and it is a great car. But me personally, I'd want to find a cheaper option. So. It's another version of it there, 3,597. That is pretty much it. You know, it's obviously slightly different because it's got different coloured trim and whatnot, but that's pretty much it. That is pretty much the car, the same colour. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So you're looking at paying out a fortune. So is that feasible? 3,600 per month? Not really. So I've gone and found some cheaper options, guys, over here. Have I got more tabs? I do not. That's a shame. So I've gone and found some cheaper options over here. We've got... What have we got? So that's that one there. So there we go. 1,612 for the McLaren 540C. Okay, not quite the same, not as good, but, I mean, are you going to complain if it looks like that? I think that looks pretty decent. 1,612. And then here, you know, if you want to get something slightly different, but a little bit cheaper, 1,520. And it doesn't get much cheaper than that. Okay. I've had a really good look, but you can achieve the same sort of effect here. I think that looks very similar, 1,612 with a 10 grand deposit, so that's plausible there. And then something like the coat, the high-level jacket, this is £995. Obviously, it's a one-off payment. Of course, you can get trench coats for cheaper. I have actually found a few. Got one here from Moss Bros. So this one here from Moss Bros would do the effect. Obviously, you'd wear it open. to match the kind of Jason Statham style. Pick your size and you would go from there. Do you know what? I've actually lost so much weight. I'm a medium now. 10 kilograms less. All the same muscle. I just lost so much fat, which I'm doing a video on soon. So you guys can benefit from that. But yeah, you kind of got the suit. He had, I think Jason Statham had a light blue suit on. It was very similar to this look here. You know, Moss Bros are offering this for $249. Imagine with the shirt, tie, whatever, shoes, trousers, you're probably looking at £400 for the whole outfit. Like I said, if you want to go big with this, you can get something like this, something really high level. I actually think that looks cleaner. I actually think that's a cleaner look. But in winter, if you need a bigger coat or something like that, this is probably what you would go for. This is Bell Staff. They do amazing, amazing clothes. And obviously, this is Moss Bros. Now, in summary, guys, I think buying these properties is probably way too expensive. I think you could save over time and you could do your own thing with it. You could create the black theme and whatnot. Is it something you could pull off? Yeah, I think you could probably put it off over time. You know, most people could save if they waited with kids and marriage and stuff like that. I'm sure a lot of people could put a decent amount of money away and make something like that happen. I'm sure there's some ballers watching this that are thinking, hey, do you know what? That looks like a kind of life that I want to chase. The car, I actually think the car is wildly achievable. I'm actually shocked you can get, you know, a half decent McLaren for like $1,500 per month. Yeah, of course, there's tax, insurance, and whatever. You know, you got fuel, you got tires that you're going to burn through for fun, but I actually think it's wildly achievable for most people in their lifetime, considering Jason Statham's in his like 50s in this film, or at least 49. I think that's wildly achievable. The coat, the outfits, yeah, just get in shape. And anybody can pretty much look like that. So is it affordable for the average guy? No, not at all. Why would it be? You know, it's a character in a movie, he's supposed to be living this flamboyant life and multi-millionaire. Of course it wouldn't be replicable on an easy scale. Is it easy to purchase these things? No. Is it easy to rent these things? You know, the house, no, but everything else, yeah, I think it's affordable actually for the average guy. But you know, the only expensive part there is the 13 grand per month rent. Now, are there ways around it? Can you figure that out? Potentially. But, you know, all we were looking at here is not can you guys do it? We're just looking at the price of Jason Statham's life in Hobbs and Shaw. I think we've done that. And I think we've probably calculated if you wanted to have a life like this, you wanted to have the place, you wanted to have the car, you wanted to have a life on top of that, and you wanted to have spare money, it's probably going to cost you collectively with all the bills and stuff like that. I would say you're looking at about 18,000 per month, but then if you actually wanted to know what you'd have to earn to have that money spare to actually live this life, probably 40, 50 grand a month. Okay, so if you're earning 40, 50 grand a month, you can live like Jason Statham in Hobbs and Shaw. Now, if you take away the house, guys, I'm not being funny. If you just had the car, you just had the outfits, you just got in great shape, it's there. It is there for you. I don't know about you guys, but that's something that is really exciting. And I think to be able to replicate the life setup of a character in a movie, somebody like Jason Statham in Hobbs and Shaw, that's pretty phenomenal. And am I encouraging you guys to do it? No, but I think this video is fun. I think breaking down the actual costs of things and looking at, you know, what it would take to live like that. I think it's fun. I think it's a series I'll do moving forward. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'll speak to you all soon.